So, folge Chevreuse und untersuche den Hinweis. Die Ermittlung im Mordfall Regenbogenrose geht also jetzt weiter.
Paimon's exhausted. Paimon definitely didn't expect having to float this far after a full day of filming. So, Chevreuse, why did you take us here?
Hast du einen neuen Hinweis?
Affirmative. It wasn't anything conclusive, but it should show us a clear way forward. Have you ever heard of someone by the name of Emily?
Oh, you mean that famous perfumer?
She's a good friend of mine. She's lent me her aid several times in the past to resolve some difficult cases. After I discovered the rainbow rose at the scene of the murder, I sent it to her. After all, she's probably the foremost expert on flowers and scents in all of Fontaine.
And then?
There was nothing remarkable about the flower or the trace amounts of soil left on it. But according to Emily, the rainbow rose left by the killer was derived from a very rare cultivar.
Huh. Paimon didn't know that there were different varieties of rainbow rose. Paimon just thought they grew everywhere in the wild.
Flowers that are deliberately cultivated will always show some different features from those that bloom in the wild. We already knew that the rose left at the scene belonged to a special cultivar, but with Emily's expertise, we were able to pinpoint the place where it was first picked from.
Oh, Paimon gets it now. So whoever first planted that rainbow rose was probably the killer.
Precisely. And after we checked what we learned against some sales records from the past, we discovered that there's only one person in all of Fontaine who could grow and sell this specific cultivar.
Really? And who is it?
It's the novelist.
But didn't you say he had an alibi?
To be clear, I haven't changed my mind about him. I still don't think he was the one who pulled the trigger.
Wenn es allerdings nach dem Buch geht, tja, dann dürfte, sagt der Autor, theoretisch einen Verwandten haben. Einen Bruder und eine Schwester.
However, that doesn't mean the true culprit never visited him at his home or never purchased a rainbow rose from his garden. Whatever the case, we will have to confirm a number of things with him.
So you mean the next place we need to go is...
Yes, we're going to pay him a visit at his home.
Okay, dann schauen wir mal bei ihm zu Hause mal nach. Der Autor der 2 Musketiere. Und sein Haus befindet sich jetzt, er sagt hier wo? Ah, hier unten.
That should be his house.
There are so many Gardamex stationed around the place. That's pretty unusual, right?
According to what he told me last time we spoke, he hired them so he won't be harassed or disturbed.
Huh. So there are a lot of flowers in his garden, but Paimon doesn't think we'll be able to pick one without alerting the Gardamex.
Right, which is exactly why I think there has to be a special connection between him and the killer.
So, should we knock?
Just wait here for now. I'd like to take care of a number of those Gardamex first.
But they're so far away. How are you planning to do that?
Don't forget, Paimon, I'm actually the real-life captain of the Musketiers.
Es wird Zeit für ein kleines Minispiel. Es wird Zeit, die Blechbüchsen abzuschießen. Zeit für eine Runde Dosenschießen. Und am Ende gibt es statt einem Teddybär eine Information. Also gut, drücke auf die Zielen-Taste, um zu zielen. Ziele mit dem Mittelpunkt deiner Linse. Hatten wir schon. Hallo? L2? Tja, Auftrag abgeschlossen. Es hackt heute irgendwie ein bisschen zu sehr, finde ich. Oder es braucht hier alles jetzt ein bisschen länger beim Laden. Für diese Geschichte.
All clear. Let's go.
Wait. Paimon's a little nervous now that we know he could be the killer. Can we go over our plan of action again?
I'll go knock on the door and make sure it's safe inside. Once we're sure that we're in the clear, I'll ask him to come with us for a quick round of questioning at the guard's headquarters.
But can't we just arrest him?
We still have no evidence that he's the killer, or that he lent the killer any direct aid. Still, it would be appreciated if you could pick a rainbow rose from his garden for me while I'm talking to him. It'll help the Marachose Phantom confirm Emily's theory.
Sure, no problem. Just be careful, Chevreuse.
Also gut, geh zum Haus des Autors und pflück ein paar Rosen.
Excuse me, Mr. Baptiste, are you home?
Who could it be at this hour?
Oh, it's you, Officer Chevreuse.
Would you mind accompanying me to the guard's headquarters, Mr. Baptiste? We would like to ask you some questions about a case.
Oh, is it still regarding the murder case from before?
I cannot confirm or deny that at this time.
So it is then.
Listen, I need you to come with me, Mr. Baptiste.
Miss Chevreuse, I'll save you the trouble. Oh, and you two over there? There's no need for you to pick my flowers either. It's not time for them to bloom yet.
Oh! Okay.
By saving me the trouble, you mean...
I will confess, I was the killer.
Huh?
Also, das ist auf jeden Fall eine Lüge. Er deckt jetzt auf jeden Fall seinen Bruder oder seine Schwester, die den Mord begangen hat.
He just admitted he's guilty.
Please relax, everyone. I'm not armed. The musket you're looking for has been buried in my backyard.
Then it's my responsibility to inform you, Mr. Baptiste, that everything you say right now will be used as evidence for the inevitable trial.
Yes, I am perfectly aware of that.
I must say, I hate this feeling.
Oh? Is it because I confessed? Or because you've been proven wrong?
Both, I suppose.
Warum hast du ihn getötet?
For the same reason as the one I wrote out in my novel, of course. I did it to exact revenge. I know you haven't figured out the link between the two of us. Had you done so, I'd have been taken away to the headquarters a long time ago. But that won't stop me from always remembering his grotesque face. After all, he was the one who killed my mother.
Your mother is still healthy and well.
You know, I was adopted as a child. I was referring to my birth mother.
That was never recorded in the orphanage's records.
Please forgive a 6-year-old child for concocting some lies to protect himself after watching his mother die right in front of him.
So, your novel, it was like a record of your life?
No, of course not. It was a work of fiction with many embellished parts. But I am indeed the illegitimate son of a wealthy and influential man who abused his power to murder my mother. That part was 100% real.
But the man you killed didn't have a Mora to his name.
He was a hired assassin, an irredeemable beast who sank his fangs into a defenseless woman just for a few bags of Mora.
But if that's really the truth, you wouldn't be telling us any of this now. You still haven't managed to take revenge against your father, the true mastermind behind it all.
I never thought I'd hear that kind of thing from the captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
I'm simply skeptical about your motives.
It's simple, really. I've grown tired of everything and don't want to shoulder this burden anymore. You may have considered me too soft to pull the trigger. Well, as it turns out, you are exactly right. I've become overwhelmed by the aftermath of the murder.
So you're going to call a stop to your revenge, just like that?
The true mastermind is too rich and too powerful for me. I've accepted that I will never be able to avenge my mother alone.
And so what? The characters in your book never gave up.
Now, Officer Chevreuse, I'm the one who has killed a man, aren't I? Are you trying to convince me to commit another crime?
What's your father's name? How do you plan to prove the veracity of all of your claims?
Well, I'd like to speak with you privately.
Sure. Why don't we speak privately at the guard's headquarters?
No, it has to be here. I must ensure that we won't be overheard.
Fine. Let's talk here.
When I said won't be overheard, I meant by anyone. I would like to speak with you and you alone.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Please stay safe, Chevreuse.
All right. Let's hear it.
Will you really believe what I'm about to say?
Well, that depends on what you're going to tell me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Then listen closely.
So that's how it's all connected.
So, it seems you believe me after all.
Do you want me to go public with this?
No, of course not. At least, not right now.
Then why did you bother telling me?
You've read my work. What do you think? Even if you were to go public with all of this right now, he'd simply deny everything. It's been too long. Almost 20 years. Anything that could be used as evidence has long faded away. Even if there might have been a solitary island of truth once upon a time, it has long sunk beneath the waves by now. Justice will never find him.
Not if you don't try.
I know that as the captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol, you will always stand on the side of justice. But do you really think a cushy life in prison really constitutes justice for him? I bet he could lead an extremely comfortable life in the fortress of Meripede.
What are you trying to say?
I've been observing you from a distance. Your portrayal of the Musketiere was exquisite. Pull the trigger of justice against him. Let the villain get what he deserves.
You want me to let you go so you may complete your revenge?
No, Officer Chevreuse. I know that would be impossible. No. What I'd like is for you to perform the deed on my behalf.
Inzwischen ganz in der Nähe.
Oh, Chevreuse sure is taking her time. What could they be talking about anyway? Oh, Paimon's worried. What if he decided to attack her?
Ich habe vollstes Vertrauen in die Kampffähigkeiten von Chevreuse.
Oh, Still, do you have any idea who the rich person might be? And why the novelist doesn't want us to hear what he's saying to Chevreuse?
Sorry to keep you waiting, you two.
Hey, how did your talk go?
Okay, hast du herausgefunden, wer die reiche Person ist, die er erwähnt hat?
I've already sent someone to escort Baptiste back to the headquarters for questioning. He wasn't lying about the musket. It was indeed buried in his backyard.
But what about the name? Did he tell you the name of the rich guy?
Yes, he did. But for now, I have to return to the special patrol. There are still a few loose ends I need to tie up.
Was läuft hier? Anscheinend will sie uns etwas verschweigen.
I'll probably be quite busy over the next few days, so apologies if you don't see me on set.
All right, Paimon understands if you can't tell us everything you know. We'll just keep an eye on the Steambird then.
Actually, there's still something else I need your help with.
Und damit wäre der dritte Akt abgeschlossen. Tja, die einsame Insel betrachtet durch den Nebel. Und nun, wo die Rosen blühen, wartet es morgen früh 8 bis 10 Uhr. Also eines ist natürlich klar, Chevreuse wird den Aristokraten nicht umbringen. Das ist ja klar. Aber höchstwahrscheinlich wird es wohl so aussehen, als würde sie ihn umbringen.
We haven't seen Chevreuse since that night at Baptiste's place. Well, guess there's no point in worrying about it now. Let's go join up with the others.
Wir könnten natürlich, dabei eine versteckte Kamera aufstellen. Das wäre natürlich, auch eine Möglichkeit, das Geständnis festzuhalten. So, und wieder mal geht es hier weiter bei der Aquabusstation.
Good morning! Hayaka and I were just talking about you.
Is Chevreuse still not joining us today?
Probably not. We haven't seen her either.
Huh? That's such a pity. Director Farina said that we've only got a few small scenes left before wrapping up the entire thing. She even said that she'll get me into a couple scenes, so everyone will have a chance to shine in front of the camera.
We were also planning on having a victory feast once we're all finished filming. You can join us, right?
Natürlich.
If only Chevreuse was here. I still haven't taken a photo with her.
I'm afraid that can't be helped. Those special patrol folks are like phantoms when they've got a case on their hands.
But to be honest, I'm even more concerned by what I read in the Steambird earlier this morning. It said that the killer in the murder case was none other than the author of the 2 Musketeers.
Oh yeah, I heard about that too. He came forward and confessed his crimes, but gave no explanation as to why he pulled the trigger. We didn't know about this case at all when we joined the film. Is it going to affect the reception of our work?
From a pure publicity standpoint, this will draw a lot more attention to our film. I have to say, though, that no director can be perfectly comfortable with garnering attention through means other than artistic skill.
To be fair, I feel like that ship sailed the moment you allowed yourself to be named as the director on our posters.
It's not my fault that I'm super popular. What was that saying again? My popularity has,
Sunk to an all-time low?
spread to the 4 corners of Tibet.
Vierter Akt, wo die Rosen blühen. Allerdings sind wir an der Stelle noch nicht mal beim vorletzten Akt angekommen. Denn dieses Event hatte insgesamt ja 6 Akte. Also schön, wo beginnen jetzt die nächsten Dreharbeiten? Irgendwo wieder außerhalb Fontaines? Jo.
Excuse me, everyone.
Xavier! Feels like it's been ages since we last saw you.
I've been talking non-stop with the Film Association, and I'm absolutely swamped trying to coordinate the film's marketing. So forgive me for not being around more often, but please believe me when I say that I will make sure everyone's hard work gets the exposure it deserves.
Oh, seems like you've been fighting your own battles.
Yes, that's one way to put it. Oh, and before we begin the final round of filming, please allow me to finally introduce you to the original investor of our film, Mr. Morris.
A pleasure to meet you all.
Yes, glad to make your acquaintance, Mr. Morris. We've heard about the issues you've encountered with your financial situation, and genuinely hope that things have taken a turn for the better.
Oh, well, the situation has indeed improved somewhat.
Okay, dann ist sagt er, der Vater des Buchautors Baptiste. Und nun, wo er erstmal in der Zeitung gelesen hat, dass der Mörder, also sein Sohn, gestanden hat, so traut er sich jetzt erstmal wieder heraus aus dem Haus und übernimmt wieder die Finanzierung des Films Die 2 Musketiere.
Don't worry, Mr. Morris. Accidents and last-minute challenges happen all the time. There's no need to blame yourself over it. The good news is that we're almost done filming now. And I would even say that this is the best story I've ever seen.
Is that so? I see, that's great news.
All right, now that we've gotten all the pleasantries out of the way, let's get the show on the road. We'll mostly be filming typical people and scenery from the streets today to improve the sense of environmental ambiance in some parts of the film. Oh, and there'll be a cameo for Mr. Kamisato and Miss Yoimiya as well. They'll be used to show outsider perspectives on the fates of the 2 Musketeers.
That's right. Ayato should be here any minute.
Excellent! Then let's start with the scenery shots. Camera and clapper loader, you're up.
Yep, we'll be ready.
Remember, all we need are some wide zoom shots of the streets. If you happen to find some particularly lovely patches of flowers and grass, feel free to grab some close-ups of those as well.
Verstanden.
Ready? Lights! Camera! Action! Okay, now move the camera slowly. Try to focus on that flower.
Okay, hereinzoomen, die Blumen einer Nahaufnahme zu machen.
What's wrong? Just adjust the focal length a bit.
Okay, nochmal, hereinzoomen, die Blumen eine Nahaufnahme zu machen.
Something the matter?
Okay, die Kamera scheint ein Problem zu haben.
But wasn't it working fine for all the days before? Veronique, can we try a different camera?
No problem. How about this one?
All right, let's give it another try. Lights! Camera! Action!
Okay, schepperndes Geräusch einer Fehlfunktion.
Don't tell me. This one is broken too? Veronique, do we have any other spare ones we can use?
I'm afraid we only brought these 2 today.
What? Then go find a workshop to get them repaired right away! Oh, and you too, Bono! Go find our spare camera in the warehouse and bring it back to the set!
On it.
Greetings, everyone. My apologies for the delay. Is something the matter, Ayaka?
It seems like there are some issues with the filming equipment today. We're stuck for the moment.
I see.
Well, let's not just stand here twiddling our thumbs. Actors, to the makeup booth. We'll start on the next scene as soon as we get a working camera.
Nach einiger Zeit kehrt Veronique mit einer reparierten Kamera zurück.
The people at the workshop told me that the part which holds the lens in place seemed to have fallen off. That's super strange. It was perfectly fine just yesterday.
Well, no time to dwell on that now. Let's get back to filming. Ahem! Quiet on set! Places, everyone! Lights! Camera! Action!
By the way, have you heard about that recent murder case?
Yes, I have. It seems that they've caused quite the commotion in the city.
I heard that the chief of the guards is so mad about not catching the culprit that he's about to explode.
Oh? I find that quite hard to imagine, considering how he already looks most days.
Director, we have a problem.
Oh, we're in the middle of a take! Couldn't you wait until we wrapped up this scene?
No, Director, our film, all the finalized film that we've been keeping in the case has disappeared.
Oh, wait, what did you say?
Mr. Bonneau, please take me to where the film was kept right away.
I'm coming too.
No, Yoimiya, you have to stay here. Oh. Okay, listen up. Everyone who's not working on this current scene can go with Bonneau to look for the film. Everyone else, stay put and wrap up the scene. Unbelievable. How could all these problems happen in just one day?
Tja, nach einer Weile.
We're back.
How did it go? Did you find the film?
We found it in the sewers.
Huh? In the sewers? Is the film still okay?
We discovered it just in time, so we should still be able to salvage it. The others are checking now to see if we lost any specific scenes.
Oh, you scared me for a moment there. I nearly thought we had lost everything. I really don't want to experience that feeling of despair again.
Okay, but who could have stolen the film and dumped it there?
Could it be, some competitors working on other films?
But if they wanted to harass us, why wait until the last day?
Okay, we don't have time to really look into it right now. Let's strike while the iron is still hot and wrap this thing up once and for all.
Yeah, let's finish it.
Dank der Bemühungen aller Beteiligten könnte endlich die letzte Szene der Aufwendung der Dash während der Dreharbeiten unerwartete...
I would like to officially announce that our entry to the festival, The Two Musketiers, has now concluded filming!
Paimon is spent. It's so late already.
Even though the filming process proved to be extremely challenging, everyone provided valuable and unique contributions to the final product. Thank you all for your dedication and support.
And just like Director Farina, I would also like to extend my most heartfelt thanks to all of you. Really, you've all helped me so much.
All right, let's save the awards speech for later, and hopefully also get some rehearsals in before the real thing. Anyway, now it's time to party! Let's all make our way to the beach and have a celebration feast so loud and fun that even the blubber beast will want in.
Gut.
Party! Paimon wants to party!
Tja, aber die Party, liebe Leute von heute, die wird erst im nächsten Part gefeiert. Ebenso natürlich haben wir jetzt auch noch, ja, 2 weitere Akte ja sowieso noch zu erledigen. In Akt Nummer 6, da wird auf jeden Fall die Filmpremiere kommen, also der ganze Abschluss. Aber jetzt werden noch weitere Ermittlungen kommen. Und in Akt Nummer 5 Tja, es ist sehr schwierig zu sagen. Was sollte in Akt Nummer 5 kommen? Da wird auf jeden Fall Morris seiner gerechten Strafe zugeführt werden. Oh, und es sind ja bloß 5 Akte. Wie bin ich da jetzt eigentlich auf 6 Akte gekommen? Nun denn. Ich hatte jetzt eigentlich ja nun wirklich gedacht, mit dem 26. Dezember wäre dann der 6. Akt gewesen, weil jeden Tag gab es ja aktuell immer einen neuen Akt. Also sind wir jetzt wirklich schon im vorletzten Akt angekommen. Sehr interessant. Also werden wir so oder so im nächsten Part Morris seiner gerechten Strafe zukommen lassen und im Akt Nummer 5 kommt es dann zur großen Filmpremiere, wo wir auf alle Fälle den großen Furina-Preis erringen werden. Somit seid dann jetzt erstmal tschüss, bis zum nächsten Mal, bis dann und ciao.